number 10, Auli'i Cravalho. Moana star Auli'i Cravalho came out publicly as bisexual in April 2020 after posting a TikTok featuring her lip-syncing to Eminem's song Those Kind of Nights featuring Ed Sheeran. In the video, she mouthed the lyrics saying, quote, "Seriously though, joke aside, how you doing? You straight?" She said, "No, I'm bi." She said, "Are you drunk?" I said, "No, I'm high. I'm checking out the chick." She said, "So am I." Since people sometimes post themselves singing songs with lyrics that don't necessarily apply to them, she solidified her coming out after she replied to a fan's tweet asking the actress if she liked girls, to which she replied saying, quote, "May I escort you to my TikTok?" This video was her first ever TikTok that she posted, so using this as a coming out definitely caught people's attention, but I'm sure that many people are still proud of her coming out to the world. At number 9, Lil Nas X. In 2019, Lil Nas X released his EP, which included a song called Closure, and though at the time that it was released we all saw it as just a song, fans later came to find out that this was Nas' way of coming out as gay. The song included lines like, quote, "I want and I need to let go, use my time to be free, and ain't no more actin' man that forecasts say I should just let me grow, no more red light for me baby, only green I gotta go." The rapper laid everything out for us in June that year on the last day of Pride Month, and even jokingly pointed out that he thought that he made it obvious with the rainbow flag featured on the EP cover art. He was shown so much love and support for his announcement and definitely became a role model for a lot of young gay black men as well. At number 8, Nikki DeJager. Nikki DeJager, aka Nikki Tutorials, has been on the YouTube platform for over a decade, building up a huge community of supporters, and so in January 2020, Nikki posted a video to her channel telling her supporters her truth, that she is transgender. In the video, she started off saying, quote, "It is a brand new year, it is 2020, and I want to start off the year with the truth. I want to start the year off by finally revealing a part of my life that has made me who I am. I want to talk about a part of myself that makes me, me. I can't believe I'm saying this today to all of you for the entire world to see, but damn, it feels so good to finally do it. It's time to let go and be truly free," end quote. She also told viewers that she transitioned while on YouTube, so not only did she grow her channel, but she also grew herself and transformed into the woman that she is today. On top of that, Nikki addressed the fact that she was being blackmailed for her transition, and although she wanted to come out on her own time, that chance was being taken away from her, and so she took that back for herself. Though that may not have been the way that she would have liked to come out, we're all still proud of her for speaking her truth nonetheless. At number 7, Justice Smith. Justice Smith, star of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Detective Pikachu, came out as queer. His coming out happened in the midst of the Black Lives Matter movement that took place in the summer of 2020, and it included a message about the support of Black queer lives and Black trans lives. Justice posted a video to his Instagram of him and his partner Nicholas Ash at a Black Lives Matter protest, where he shared a message about injustice in the post description, where he included him saying, quote, "We chanted Black trans lives matter, Black queer lives matter, all Black lives matter. As a Black queer man myself, I was disappointed to see certain people eager to say Black Lives Matter, but hold their tongue when trans/queer was added." He continued talking about how the LGBTQ community shouldn't be excluded from the Black Lives Matter narrative, and he also included some photos of himself and his partner sharing a message of love for him as well. At number 6, Tana Mongeau. In honor of Pride Month 2020, Tana Mongeau tweeted out to her fans that she was in fact pansexual. This all following speculation that she was in a relationship with Miley Cyrus's sister, Noah Cyrus. Tana also said, quote, "I never thought I'd be brave enough to publicly share my sexuality in a way that I do now," and went on to discuss how she struggled with her sexuality in the past and has had to deal with people labeling her as straight and discrediting her past relationships with women. Tana continued saying, quote, "I am proud to not only be a member but an ally of the LGBTQIA+ community, and I am proud to say that I will live my life based on loving people not for their gender but for their soul. Some people call that pansexuality, everyone calls me bi. I personally don't find a need to label it at all. Love and sexuality is genderless to me." One of her most public same-sex relationships was with former Disney star Bella Thorne, and though things didn't end well, it's important to not discredit this relationship even if Tana wasn't out at the time. At number 5, Bronwyn Windham Burke. Real Housewives of Orange County star Bronwyn Windham Burke came out as lesbian in 2020, and she opened up about her sexuality in an interview with GLAAD this past December. In the interview, she revealed that it took her 42 years to embrace her sexuality, and that she is now a proud member of the LGBTQ community. The reality star revealed that she first started addressing her sexuality after her scandalous on-screen kiss with fellow cast member Tamara Judge, and that she discussed the kiss with one of the show's producer, where she determined that this was not a mistake and was in fact who she is. She finally decided to come out after truly finding herself and not wanting to hide herself anymore. As for her husband, he revealed that he is finding a new normal, but they continue to be a family with their 7 children. Bronwyn opened up saying that though she loves her husband deeply, she is not attracted to men and she never has been. That's okay though, because they still love each other in other ways, and in the end, having people around you who love you is what really matters. At number 4, Lily Reinhart. Riverdale star Lily Reinhart came out as bisexual in June 2020 amidst the Black Lives Matter movement after sharing a post advertising an LGBTQ protest in which she said, quote, "Although I've never announced it publicly before, I am a proud bisexual woman." Later, she opened up about her sexuality and coming out publicly, saying that she was initially hesitant about coming out because she felt as though it was becoming a trend in Hollywood. In an interview, she shared that her sexuality was never intentionally hidden from the public, but come the Black Lives Matter protest, she felt as though this was the right time to talk about it because she wanted to be an ally for the Black LGBTQ+ community. She also shared that she knew from a young age that she was interested in men as well as women and doesn't hide her feelings for either. At number 3, Yungblud. Singer Yungblud has strived to build an inclusive fan base and has advocated for the LGBTQ community, so it comes as no surprise that when he came out as pansexual, he was shown the love and support he's given to his fans for so long. Though in the past, the singer has referred to his sexuality as, quote, more straight but very fluid about it, he recently came out in an interview with Attitude after winning the publication's 2020 Game Changer Award. In the interview, he also spoke more in depth about his sexuality, polyamory, and his connection to his ex-girlfriend Halsey, who helped him come to terms with his sexuality. Yungblud talked about how Halsey was a big factor in discovering his sexuality and said that he learned a lot about sexuality from her. He ended the interview saying, quote, "You've got to lose yourself and a load of people to figure out who you are sexually." His journey was full of self-discovery, and him talking about how he came to this conclusion can be helpful to anyone questioning their sexuality as well. There's no rush, just take the time you need to find your true self, no matter who that is. At number 2, Elliot Page. Oscar-nominated actor and star of the Umbrella Academy, Elliot Page, came out as transgender in December of 2020. Elliot posted a note to his fans on Instagram in which it shared that he is trans and that he uses the pronouns he, they. Going on to say, quote, "I feel lucky to be writing this, to be here, to have arrived at this place in my life. I feel overwhelming gratitude for the incredible people who have supported me along this journey," end quote. He also went on to thank members of the trans community for inspiring him and for being so inclusive. Elliot also commented on the fragility of coming out as trans, as though it may be a joyous occasion coming out as your true self, it can also be followed by hate and violence, also adding that a large portion of hate crimes are against trans people and especially Black trans women. Elliot has also come out in the past, as he came out as gay in 2014 and married New York dance teacher Emma Portner a few years back. There is no doubt that this is the first step in Elliot's life as the person that he was born to be, and no matter what else awaits him on this journey, there will always be a community to support them. And finally, at number 1, JoJo Siwa. YouTube star JoJo Siwa recently came out as a member of the LGBTQ community. This comes after she posted a video to her TikTok of her mouthing the words to Lady Gaga's Born This Way, and then later posting a photo to her Twitter of her wearing a shirt given to her by her cousin which read, "Best gay cousin ever." Though she hasn't given herself a label, she has confirmed that she is a part of the LGBTQ+ community. When asked about her sexuality, JoJo replied saying, quote, "I like people, but I'd never fallen in love before. But I always believed that my person was going to be my person. If that person happened to be a boy, then great. If that person happened to be a girl, then great. I'm the happiest that I've ever been, and that's what matters." Since coming out, there's been an outpouring of support for the internet star as celebrities and influencers have been sharing their messages of love and support for the 17-year-old. She's happy, and that's all that really matters. Now, I understand that coming out and the discussion of one's identity or label can be a sensitive topic, and I want you all to know that I mean nothing but love and support by talking about this. Each person's journey is different, and each person must be respected because of that. No matter what you identify as, or even if you do not prefer to have a label yourself, just know that I accept you and I love you, and my door is always open for anyone who needs someone to listen. No judgment, just positivity. At number 10, Lily Reinhart. Last year, Riverdale star Lily Reinhart came out as bisexual amidst the Black Lives Matter movement. In June 2020, the actress addressed her sexuality publicly after sharing a post advertising an LGBTQ protest in which she said, quote, "Although I've never announced it publicly before, I am a proud bisexual woman." Later, she opened up about her sexuality and came out publicly, saying that she was initially hesitant about coming out because she felt as though it was becoming a trend in Hollywood, and that she wanted her public coming out to be more sincere than just a popular trend. Later on in an interview, Lily shared more information about her bisexuality, saying that her sexuality was never intentionally hidden from the public, but come the Black Lives Matter protest, she felt as though this was the right time to talk about it because because she wanted to be an ally for the Black LGBTQ community, a community that isn't widely talked about as it should be. Lily also shared that she knew from a young age that she was interested in men as well as women, and she didn't hide her feelings either. Lily has always been living authentically as a bisexual woman, and it was just that some people didn't know until recently. At number 9, Amber Heard. After Amber Heard started making massive headlines last year as people started looking into her past relationships other than her marriage to Johnny Depp, some people came to realize that Amber Heard is in fact bisexual. Amber has been open with her sexuality ever since she came out with her girlfriend Taza Van Ree. When speaking on the subject of her sexuality, Amber has said that she just owns who she is. In a 2017 interview, she spoke about how she didn't back down from being authentically herself, saying, quote, "I am a person. I like who I like. I happened to be dating a woman and people started taking pictures of us walking to our car after dinner. I was holding her hand and I realized I have two options. I can let go of her hand, and when asked about it, I can say that my private life is my private life, or I could not let it go and own it." Amber sticks by the idea that she just likes who she likes, and that is perfectly valid. Now, before I carry on with the video, I would like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like if you're enjoying it so far, and also consider checking out my gaming channel Viper Girl to enjoy some gameplay content if that's something you're interested in. At number 8, Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato has been opening up a lot recently. Following their documentary into their personal struggles to the Joe Rogan podcast where they came out as pansexual, Demi has been revealing to the world who they really are, and most recently, Demi has come out saying that they identify as non-binary and that their pronouns are they, them. In an Instagram post, Demi came out to their fans saying, quote, "Today is a day I am so happy to share more of my life with you all. I am proud to let you know that I identify as non-binary and will officially be changing my pronouns to they, them moving forward." In their post, they continued saying, quote, "I'm still learning and coming into myself, and I don't claim to be an expert or spokesperson. Sharing this with you now opens another level of vulnerability for me," end quote. Demi revealed that they are coming out publicly for those who feel like they can't come out themselves, urging people to continue living their truths. Following Demi's coming out, they received a lot of love and support from their fans as well as the LGBTQ+ community. At number 7, Brendan Urie. Panic at the Disco frontman Brendan Urie is another celebrity that you might not have known is part of the LGBTQ+ community. Other than being a strong advocate for the LGBTQ+ community, Brendan also identifies as pansexual, and he's come out in recent years. The singer officially came out as pansexual back in 2018 when he told sources, quote, "Yeah, I guess you could qualify me as pansexual because I really don't care," in regards to a potential partner's gender. That year, Brendan also made a huge donation of $1 million to the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, an organization that works to, quote, "create inclusive and safe environments in schools." At number 6, Carole Baskin. Though she might not be considered a traditional celebrity, she is a public figure with a platform, and a lot of people follow her and care about her day-to-day life. I mean, she was on Dancing with the Stars, so that has to count for something, right? For those who are followers and supporters of Carole Baskin, you might be surprised to find out that she identifies as bisexual. After her elimination from Dancing with the Stars, Carole continued doing interviews opening up about her life as she came out publicly as bisexual. In an interview, Carole said, quote, "I have always considered myself to be bisexual. Even though I've never had a wife, I could just have easily had a wife as a husband." Carole also went on to say that she had become quite close to the LGBTQ+ community in the 80s, and that she was first immersed into the community after she was engaged to a psychologist who worked with people from that community. And it was during that time that Carole discovered that she, quote, "had just as equal feelings for women as she did for men," end quote. At number 5, JoJo Siwa. YouTube star JoJo Siwa recently came out as a member of the LGBTQ community. There had been speculation regarding her sexuality after she posted a video to her TikTok of her mouthing the words to Lady Gaga's Born This Way, and then later posting a photo to her Twitter of her wearing a shirt given to her by her cousin that read, "Best gay cousin ever." JoJo has said in an interview that she doesn't have a solid label for her sexuality, and that she identifies mostly as pansexual, as she said that that's how she's been living her entire life, saying, quote, "My human is my human." When asked about her sexuality, JoJo replied saying, quote, "I like people, but I never had fallen in love before, but I believed that my person was going to be my person. If that person happened to be a boy, then great. If that person happened to be a girl, then great. I'm the happiest that I've ever been, and that's what matters." JoJo came out on her 1-month anniversary with her girlfriend Kylie, and since coming out, there's been an outpouring of support for the internet star as celebrities and influencers have been sharing their messages of love and support. JoJo has said that in the days following her coming out, she didn't sleep because a lot of comments she received from the public were negative, as a lot of parents pulled their support. JoJo seems to be in a better place now, embracing who she is fully, saying that this is the first time she's felt truly happy on a personal level. At number 4, Kehlani. Singer Kehlani recently came out as a lesbian on a recent Instagram live session, and it caught a lot of people by surprise. For some time after her announcement, people were discussing the singer's sexuality and their place in the LGBTQ+ community. Before her most recent coming out, Kehlani was already part of the community, using she/they pronouns and identifying as queer, but during her Instagram live, she revealed to her fans that they are a lesbian, saying, quote, "You want to know what's new about me? I finally know I'm a lesbian," end quote. Later, in an interview with Advocate, the singer opened up about the privilege of being straight presenting or cisgender presenting in our world, saying that she didn't feel the pressures of coming out because they had the privilege of straight presenting, and saying, quote, "I think there's quite a few artists who are truly at the forefront but weren't able to make the strides that I was able to make being 100% myself because of the way they present and the biases and the phobias of the American public and the world. I've been lucky, super lucky," end quote. At number 3, Halsey. Halsey has also come out recently updating their pronouns to she/they. The singer, who is currently pregnant with her first child, updated their pronouns on Instagram just a few weeks ago, and it didn't really take much time for fans to notice and shower them with love and support. When speaking out about her updated pronouns, Halsey said, quote, "I thought pregnancy would give me a very strong binary feeling about womanhood, but it truly has leveled my perception of gender entirely." Before this, Halsey was already part of the LGBTQ+ community, as they've been openly bisexual since rising to fame in 2015. Just a few years ago, Halsey opened up about their bisexuality, saying that they had to validate themselves after coming out, acknowledging that bisexuality is not a phase, though many people believe so and claim that bisexual people are just confused, which is entirely false. Halsey has been an advocate for the LGBTQ+ community for years and continues to be open about their support and personal experiences being part of the community. At number 2, Angelina Jolie. One Hollywood star that you might not have known is bisexual is actress Angelina Jolie. Though her bisexuality isn't necessarily a secret, it's really not something that is discussed as often as some other celebrities, so that's why some people might not be aware of the actress's place in the LGBTQ+ community. In a past interview, Angelina opened up about her sexuality, saying, quote, "When I was 20, I fell in love with someone who happened to be a woman. I was open about it because I wanted people to know that I had been with a woman. I spoke out about it because I discovered something wonderful and thought people should know my experience was very real," end quote. Following her split with Brad Pitt, some news outlets began reporting on her bisexuality, saying that she was only seeing women and that she had sworn off men, but those claims were never confirmed by any sources. Some believe that these tabloids were just using Angelina's sexuality for clickbait, if you will, which is never a nice thing to do, but Angelina seems to have just gone on with her life, just living her life as authentically as she wishes, which is always something positive. And finally, at number 1, Megan Fox. Back in 2009, at the height of the Transformers film popularity, Megan Fox came out as bisexual, and since it was so long ago, I think a lot of people may have forgotten about it, since some fans were pretty surprised to learn that the actress is not only an ally, but a member of the LGBTQ+ community. In an interview, Megan came out confirming her bisexuality and saying, quote, "I have no question in my mind about being bisexual." Before this, Megan was never shy about her attraction to both men and women when she said, quote, "I think all humans are born with the ability to be attracted to both sexes." Megan has never really been shy about who she is and who she likes, which is really a nice thing to see in Hollywood, and I wish was more widely embraced. Just be yourself, love yourself for who you are and for who you love. Now, before I sign off this video, I just want to give a shout out to my friends in the LGBTQ+ community, those questioning their sexualities and labels, and those who aren't comfortable coming out, and anyone else who has anxiety around these topics. Remember that you are loved, you are valid, and live your truth unapologetically.
Number 10, Tana Mongeau. Let's start off this list with well-known social media star, YouTuber, and purveyor of controversy, Tana Mongeau. Tana Mongeau has been the talk of the internet many times, most notably for the disaster that was her attempt at a VidCon competitor, TanaCon. In 2020, Tana took to Instagram to share her coming out, sharing that she now identified as pansexual, meaning that she doesn't factor gender into who she wants wants to date. This coming after she had dated fellow Pan celebrity and past Disney star Bella Thorne for 2 years from 2017 to 2019. Mojo said, "I never thought I'd be brave enough to publicly share my sexuality in the way I do now." The photo being of her holding hands with Noah Cyrus, younger sister of Miley Cyrus. She continued on saying, "I still struggle with it. I hate the boxes. I hate people telling me I'm straight or discrediting my relationship if I'm with a girl. But I'm proud to be not only a member, but an ally of the LGBTQIA+ community, and I'm proud to say I will live my life based on loving people, not for their gender, but for their soul." Tana has a history of dating many celebrities like Jake Paul and Francesca Farrago, and who knows who might be next. Number 9. Justice Smith. 26-year-old actor Justice Smith rose to prominence when he starred in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom and Detective Pikachu. Similar to Tana, Smith also took to Instagram for his announcement, alongside an announcement of support for the Black Lives Matter movement, which was sweeping the nation at the time. He shared photos and a shout-out of his boyfriend at the time, Nicholas Ashe. In the coming out post, Smith shared his feelings, saying, "I want to reiterate this sentiment. If your revolution does not include black queer voices, it is anti-black." He continued on to share his support in also liberating and including black trans voices, and saying, "You're trying to push yourself through the door of a system designed against you, and then shut the door behind you. It is in our conditioning to get as close to whiteness, straightness, maleness as we can, because that's where the power is, and if we appeal to it, maybe it'll give us a slice." While Justin and Nicholas apparently broke up in 2021, it would appear they got back together after their red carpet debut in November of the same year. And by taking a look at Smith's Instagram, it appears the two are still going strong. Number 8. Thomas Beattie. This former professional soccer player has played with many famous teams, even being a part of the Warriors team when they won the championships, playing as a midfielder. He had a long and strong career before a serious head injury forced him into retirement, cutting his time on the field short. Beattie shared his coming out during Pride Month in an interview with ESPN. This gave him the title of only the 3rd male professional player in the history of British sports to come out. The first being Justin Fashanu in 1990 and Robbie Rogers in 2013. "I never thought about coming out whilst playing," he said in the interview. "I literally felt like I had to sacrifice one of the two, who I am or the sport I loved before I could remember. I used football as a form of escapism, and in many ways it saved me, until I reached the point in life where there was some personal growth. I was standing still on that front. Society told me masculinity is linked to sexuality, and so being an athlete playing a physical sport felt like a huge contradiction." Since ending his soccer career, Thomas has moved into the world of business, now having company connections all over the world. Number 7. Taylor Schilling. Emmy-nominated actress Taylor Schilling is probably best known for her portrayal of the main character Piper Chapman in the standout Netflix series Orange is the New Black. The show held nothing back with its depiction of life in a women's prison, including its depiction of the unique relationships within, especially the same-gender relationships. Piper herself having an on-again, off-again relationship with ex-girlfriend and fellow prisoner Alex Voss. As Pride Month 2020 was coming to an end, Taylor was another celeb to share her coming out on Instagram. Girlfriend and musician Emily Ritz posted an Instagram story of the two together, captioned with the text, "I couldn't be more proud to be by your side, at Tay Schilling. Happy Pride." Taylor then reshared the post on her own account. As of now, it seems unclear if the two are still together, but Taylor has been continuing on in pursuing her career, starring in movies like The Titan and The Prodigy. Number 6. Jason Brown. Another athlete, we are adding championship professional figure skater Jason Brown to this list. As a US national champion and Olympic medal winner, Jason is well decorated. And he also shared an Instagram post in Pride Month of 2021 to express his feelings and coming out. On a picture of himself with the words "Love wins," he wrote a long and inspirational caption where he spoke on fear and confronting reality, as well as stereotypes and embracing love. He ended off the post saying, "I believe that love will always win, and every story will unfold differently for each individual. Mine unfolds a bit now. I'm gay, and that's a story still being written." He expressed his thankfulness for having so many powerful LGBTQ+ role models while growing up, teachers, friends, coaches, skaters, and more. He said his life had been changed because of the people around him and continuously expressed his gratitude. Jason has continued skating and recently competed in the competition at the Beijing Olympics. Number 5. Casey Fry. This social media star first rose to the spotlight when he was creating videos on Vine that often went viral and were used in the frequent Vine compilations that would be posted to YouTube. After After Vine was shut down, he moved to Twitter and Instagram, amassing a large following once again, with millions of followers between both sites. In the middle of Pride Month 2021, he appeared on a podcast with Theo Von entitled This Past Weekend. When asked if he was in a relationship with anyone, Casey responded by saying, "I am in a relationship with a dude right now. I met him online." Fry also stated that he still likes girls too. When Theo Von said that he had never dated a dude, Casey said, "I didn't either until recently. It turned out he was cool. We just kind of vibed out." The dude he was speaking of was Joshua Hainsworth Poland, who works as a barber. Number 4. Alexandra Shipp. 30-year-old actress Alexandra Shipp is probably best known for her part in the teen romantic comedy Love, Simon, and for playing the young version of Storm in the X-Men franchise. In an Instagram post, common theme here, in Pride Month of last year, she came out, revealing that she used to be scared of what people would think of her if she had shared that truth about herself. A sentiment that I'm sure many people within the LGBT community can relate to. Underneath a photo of herself, she shared a long caption about her feelings towards her presence within the community. She shared her opinion on regrets in her life, saying, "Though I don't believe in regrets, this would definitely be number one for myself. I denied. I struggled with not only my sexuality, but my femininity. I was scared it was too late. I was scared I wasn't going to be able to get work. I was scared no one would ever love me. Scared. It's exhausted being scared all the time. It's exhausting chasing other people's ideas and opinions of who you should be." I'm glad she was able to gain the confidence to share the truth of her identity, and we can watch her career continue to blossom, as we recently saw her in the prominent role of Susan in the movie Tick, Tick, Boom. Number 3. Carl Nassib. Professional football player in the NFL, Carl Nassib has been playing in the league since 2016 and has done fairly well for himself. Last year, he managed to make history, not on the field, but when he came out on a video that he posted to his Instagram account. He became the first active NFL player to come out as gay while signed to a team. The video was straightforward, with a link to the Trevor Project in the caption. The Trevor Project being a crisis intervention group for LGBT+ youths. In the video, he said, "What's up, people? I'm at my house in Westchester, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but finally feel comfortable getting it off my chest. I really have the best life, the best family, friends, and job a guy can ask for." While just a few months ago he was released from the Raiders team, they say it was simply a matter of him being too expensive for them to keep, and nothing to do with his coming out announcement. It's said that they have fully supported him and his identity, and even made a large donation to the Trevor Project. Number 2. Lily Reinhart. This actress, who you probably most recognize from the CW show Riverdale or the movie Hustlers, came out at the very beginning of Pride Month 2020. On an Instagram story she posted showing her support for the Black Lives Matter movement, she added the caption, "Although I've never announced it publicly before, I am a proud bisexual woman, and I will be joining this protest today. Come join." She later said that she was scared to come out, saying that she didn't want her coming out to be seen as part of what she said was a trend of people in Hollywood coming out as bisexual. She says that it was never intentionally hidden, that friends, family, and cast members all knew of her identity. Number 1. Cara Delevingne. American actress, model, and singer Cara Delevingne opened up in an interview with Variety during Pride Month 2020 to talk about her identity. She had previously come out as bisexual in 2015, but told the interviewer, "I always will remain, I think, pansexual. However one defines themselves, whether it's they or he or she, I fall in love with the person, and that's that. I'm attracted to the person." This came out after reports that she had broken up with her girlfriend, Pretty Little Liars actress Ashley Benson. She also spoke about how she grew up in a repressed English family and experienced a lot of queerphobia during her youth, saying that she had been deeply unhappy and depressed. She has obviously come a long way since then, a well-known actress with prominent roles like Suicide Squad.
Coming in number 10 today, we have Noah Schnapp. Noah Schnapp, who is known for playing the closeted gay teenager Will Byers on Netflix Stranger Things, recently surprised his fans when he came out as gay. In a video posted to his TikTok account, the 18-year-old actor wrote, "When I finally told my friends and family I was gay after being scared in the closet for 18 years, and all they said was, 'We know.'" Noah would be shown lip-syncing over another audio clip from a different TikTok of someone saying, "You know what it never was? that serious. It was never that serious. Quite frankly, it will never be that serious. In the TikTok caption, Noah would have us all screaming when he wrote, "I guess I'm more similar to Will than I thought." Will's sexuality has been an open question since the first episode of Stranger Things. And up until now, Noah had always deflected the questions about his character by noting that his character was still up to the audience's interpretation, as he didn't want to spoil the show and reveal the character's journey. However, the cat is now out of the bag and our speculations have been confirmed. And we're all living for Noah's truth. Number 9, Ariana Grande. In April of 2019, pop icon Ariana Grande seemingly confirmed that she was bisexual when she released her hit song Monopoly. When the Grammy-winning singer declared in her lyrics that she liked both women and men, she would cause many of her fans to assume she was coming out. And the whole scenario became kind of problematic due to fans trying to get her to put a label on her sexuality. When Monopoly prompted a flurry of renewed speculations about her sexual orientation thanks to some cheeky lyrics in a gossip-hungry world, when the singer sang "I like women and men," she would be quick to address all the speculation surrounding her song and her sexuality after a fan wrote, "Ariana ain't gonna label herself, but she said what she said." Later, the star would respond by saying, "I haven't before and still don't feel the need to know," which is okay. And she's absolutely correct when it comes to that statement. We don't need to label ourselves because people are telling us to. And even if Ariana never addressed her lyrics, it still isn't information we need to know to go about our lives. Also, not to mention, making someone put a label on their sexuality can be quite damaging to the LGBTQ community. So why are we still forcing people to do it? Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming at number 8, we have Tyler Posey. Back in 2016, Teen Wolf actor Tyler Posey would come out to clarify comments made by people that were implying he was gay. Tyler would take to his Twitter to explain he wasn't gay, but he fully supported the LGBT community. But by August of 2020, Tyler would do a full 180 reveal on his OnlyFans account that he has actually been into men before. That same month, he would also take to his Instagram story to say he has also been intimate with trans women. A few months later in October, the actor would then address those comments, telling the Sirius XM's The Jason Ellis Show that he was so upset after reading about trans women who were being harassed and treated poorly, as he felt like he has to speak out by saying, "I was hit with wanting to just come out myself with the whole thing and be honest about it. I know there's a lot of kids that look up to me and I just want to effing get rid of that stigma and show you can be whoever you want to be. Get with whoever you want to get with, and it doesn't affect you and it doesn't affect them. The world's effing weird and it shouldn't be. And there's so much stigma on everything, and sexuality especially." Number 7, Kal Penn. Actor Kal Penn, known most for playing Kumar in the hit films Harold and Kumar, publicly came out as a gay man in an interview with People magazine that hit the internet on October 31st, 2021. While promoting his book, You Can't Be Serious, during the interview, Kal would reveal that he was actually engaged to his boyfriend of 11 years. Josh. The House star then told the magazine that he and Josh first met in Washington, D.C. during a period where he took a break from Hollywood to work for the then President Barack Obama's administration. Kal would go on to say, "Though I've always been very public with everybody I personally interacted with," Kal would go on to explain that his partner and family are very private people, so he wanted to respect that. Still, he would go on to say that he was still really excited to share his relationship with his readers in his memoir, where he reveals, among other things, like how they met and why Kal didn't think at first their relationship would work out. To close things off at People magazine, he would even say, "There's no timeline on this stuff. People figure their stuff out at different times in their lives, so I'm glad I did when I did." Coming at number 6, we have Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe came out as pansexual in a May 2018 Rolling Stone cover in an April 2022 episode of Red Table Talk. The singer and actor also shared that she's also non-binary, but her reps would still confirm that the artist still uses she and her pronouns. Janelle would go on to say to the Rolling Stone, "Being a black queer woman in America, someone who has been in relationship with both men and women, I consider myself to be a free mother effer. Janelle initially described herself as bisexual, but then the magazine reported later she decided she preferred the term pansexual, which connotes an attraction to someone regardless of their gender identity, by saying, "Later I read pansexuality and I was like, these are things I identify with too. I'm open to learning more about who I am," she explained. Nearly 4 years later, she would then open up about her evolving gender identity on Red Table Talk when she said, "I'm non-binary, so I just don't see myself as a woman solely. I feel all my energy. I feel like God is so much bigger than the he or the she. If I'm from God, I am everything. I am everything. But I will always stand with women, and I will always stand with black women. But I just see everything beyond binary." Number 5, Carole Baskin. In October 2020, Big Cat Rescue founder Carole Baskin, who rose to fame in the hit Netflix docuseries Tiger King, told Pink News that she's always considered herself to be bisexual. The star would go on to say, "Even though I've never had a wife, I could have just as easily have had a wife as a husband." The Dancing with the Stars contestant, who's always been married to men, then went on to explain that she started to explore her sexuality decades ago when she was engaged to a psychologist who worked with the LGBT community. Carole would then go on to explain that she has always been very male-oriented in things she did, and that she never really had any mother instincts or anything like that at all. And she actually never played with dolls as a child. So she thought there was something always off with her, and she couldn't exactly put a finger on it. Carole also went on to explain that while it was in the 80s that she first discovered that something was wrong with her, after she started to get involved with the LGBTQ+ community, this is when she realized that she had equal feelings for women as she did men. According to Carole, she also thinks we are all one, and she doesn't see any of us being different genders, colors, or anything. And while we all appreciate any celebrities who come out with their stories, if you ever had dreams of maybe dating Carole one day, just be warned that Joe on Tiger King once made a really disturbing theory on what may have happened to her first husband and what she made him do to disappear. And if you can get over the fact that she also keeps large cats in cages and thinks it's okay when they should actually be in the wild, then go for it, because at the end of the day, love is love. Number 4, Mae Whitman. In August of 2021, Mae Whitman would come out as pansexual while praising her project The Owl House for its representation of the LGBTQ community. Mae would go on to say, "Just taking a moment to say, I'm so proud to even be a small part of a show like The Owl House. Being pansexual myself, I wish I had such incredible characters like Amity and Luz in my life when I was growing up." The Parenthood actor would then add the queer representation is so important before telling the world to keep it up. The Good Girl star would then expand on what being pansexual means in regards to her sexuality by explaining, "I know people might be unfamiliar with what pansexual means. For me, it means I know I can fall in love with people of all genders. This is the world that fits me best, and I'm proud plus happy to be part of the bi+ community." After making her statement public, Whitman shared an article that highlighted what bisexuality is and how people can be more accepting of bi+ individuals. After coming out, the perks of being a wallflower actress also received an outpouring amount of love from her social media followers who were proud of Mae for finding her true self. Number 3, Kehlani. Singer Kehlani shared her revelation about her sexual identity in 2021. Initially, while she was interacting with fans on Twitter in April 2018, she would talk about how she was identifying as queer by saying, "I'm queer, not bi, not straight. I'm attracted to women, men, really attracted to queer men, non-binary people, intersex people, trans people, lil poly, pansexual, papa, hello, good morning. Does that answer your question?" She would then continue on by saying, "And since we went on that, I'm least attracted to straight men. Y'all are really adorable sometimes though. Bisexual men really are little gifts from God though." When Kehlani was later asked if she preferred the word queer to gay, when describing herself she would clarify things by saying, "I felt gay always insisted there was still a line to draw as which label of human I was attracted to, when I really was just walking around thinking everybody's fine." Later the star would be caught deleting her comments, and then she would explain that she retracted her queer tweet because she was being corrected about the way she listed the gender spectrum, and that she is super sensitive to be offensive, especially when she was only trying to appreciate everybody. On April 22nd of 2021, the singer would also take to her TikTok to share that she now identifies as a lesbian by saying, "I finally know I'm lesbian. I am gay, 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 gay." With a lighthearted tone, she also said that her friends and family told her they even realized it before she did. Number 2, Julianne Hough. Back in 2019, Julianne Hough would be praised after she opened up about a conversation she had with her husband. Julianne would explain that the conversation came when she went through a massive transformation and told him, "You know I'm not straight, right?" Julianne would bear it all for Women's Health magazine for the cover of the September issue. And in the interview, she would explain what led her to come to her revelation. After the star was diagnosed with endometriosis and talking to her doctor about her ability to have children, Julianne decided to undergo vitro fertilization and said that her husband was actually really supportive during the ups and downs, but there was still a moment she feared he wouldn't vibe with her evolution. Julianne would go on to say, "I was connecting to the woman inside that doesn't need anything versus the little girl that looked to him to protect me. I was like, is he going to love this version of me? But the more I dropped into my authentic self, the more attracted he was to me. Now we have a more intimate relationship." Julianne would also admit that after she chose to voice things she has been afraid to admit in the past, it helped her lift a huge weight off her shoulders, and that by us shedding the protective walls, we can release ourselves from the prison that imprisons us. And coming at number 1 today, we have Tyler Blackburn. Back in April of 2019, Tyler Blackburn would sit down in an interview where he would open up about his sexuality. Tyler, who is known for his roles in The Advocate, Roswell, New Mexico, and Pretty Little Liars, would say, "I'm queer. I've identified as bisexual since I was a teenager." He would then continue to say that he has heard so many things within the queer community about bisexuality and being a cop-out or bull or an easy way out or something like that. Tyler would go on to note that it has always been stuck with him because he felt the pressure from all the sides to have his sexuality figured out, and he thinks for the longest time he suppressed more of his attraction to men. Tyler would also point out that it wasn't until his late 20s, towards the end of his Pretty Little Liars run, that he really allowed himself to go there and not just wonder about it or lust over it, but to experience that vulnerability and experience the emotional aspect of what it is to be bisexual.
Number 10, Noah Schnapp. Noah Schnapp first filled our hearts with anxiety when he was snatched away into the Upside Down in the Netflix series Stranger Things. If you've been following the show, you may have noticed that during the most recent season, Noah's character Will seemed to be harboring some romantic feelings towards his friend Mike Wheeler, played by Finn Wolfhard. It turns out not only was his character confirmed to be a member of the community, but Noah himself confirmed via TikTok that he was also sprouting the flag of pride, joking that he was a bit more similar to his character than initially thought. The world welcomed Noah with open arms, and it would appear that in his excitement he may have shared some information that was not his to share. Recently, Noah posted a now deleted TikTok of a screenshot from a conversation with rapper Doja. She was inquiring with Mr. Schnapp on the relationship status of his Stranger Things co-star Joseph Quinn, aka Eddie Munson. Doja asked Noah to ask Joseph to hit her up. He apologized for posting the convo, and he understands that it wasn't the smartest move, but he's finally accepted who he is, so I think we can cut him some slack on this one. Number 9, Lil Nas X. While the famous rapper has been out as gay for a few years now, in January he expressed his wish to identify as bi. He asked his fans via Twitter if they'd be mad if he was a little bi. And of course they weren't. Love is love, my friend. Nas is famous for his music, but he's also a little stinker online, and he loves to troll people whenever the opportunity arises. Target created a line of LGBT pride wear that did not sit well with Nas. He bashed the company, calling the move creepy and an attempt to capitalize on naive parents during a month of celebration. Target quickly removed the clothes from their shelves, and apparently everything else, cause like, hey, where is everything? Following his announcement on Twitter, he joked with his fans saying that this would be the last time he'd be coming out, he promises. Nas is an openly gay musician and public advocate for gay rights, so the idea of him shifting his interest to including ladies, we say go get him, Tiger. Number 8, Diplo. Diplo is an American DJ, rapper, and apparently he's an overall terrible human being. He may have garnered a pretty solid fan base thanks to his music collabs with artists like Sia and Major Lazer, but earlier this year it was discovered that he may have done some pretty terrible things to an ex of his, to the point where the Los Angeles Police Department may have to begin a legal trial later this summer. In March, during an interview on Emily Ratajkowski's podcast High Low, Diplo opened up about his orientation completely unprompted. He claimed that he had been with quite a few fellow fellas here and there, and while he doesn't consider himself gay, he isn't not gay. Okay man, just pick a lane. You'll be good. We promise. While everyone deserves to have their orientation respected by any and all, we can all agree that if Diplo fully joins the community, he'll be forced to live in that weird old house that nobody goes to on Halloween. Number 7, Bella Ramsey. Bella quickly rose to fame after starring in HBO's much-loved and critically acclaimed live-action adaptation of the Last of Us video game series. In January, they opened up in an interview with the New York Times discussing how their gender has always been very fluid. In the interview, Bella said that someone would call them her or she, and they wouldn't really think about it. But they knew that if someone called them he or him, that was a little bit exciting. Bella now opts for the non-binary option on forums whenever they have the opportunity, because hey, at the end of the day, Bella's just a person. We wish Bella all the luck in the world in their future life endeavors, and wish them a happy Pride Month. Number 6, Alison Brie. The beloved actress and former Community star casually and publicly came out as bi in February while filming a video for BuzzFeed with hubby Dave Franco. During the segment, they were reading thirst tweets about themselves when Franco began to read one particularly spicy comment from a woman that said, "Listen, I'm bi for a reason, and that reason is strictly to be used in a triple no pants dance with Alison Brie and Dave Franco." Alison's face turned bright red, but she reacted in a wonderfully wholesome way by high-fiving her husband and shouting, "That's also why I'm bi!" Many fans then began asking on Twitter if this was just an offhanded comment or if it was a true shedding of the closet. Alison later confirmed that she was in fact a member of the LGBTQ+ community during an interview for her upcoming role in the film Somebody I Used to Know. She claimed she never felt the need to come out per se, as it's not really a public matter, but it's also nothing that she's ashamed of or trying to hide. So there you go world, Annie Edison reporting for duty. Number 5, Richard Armitage. You may recognize Richard from his role on the popular Netflix series Obsession, but eagle-eyed Hobbit fans will recognize him as the king under the mountain, Thorin Oakenshield. During an April interview with Radio Times, the 51-year-old Netflix star publicly opened up about his orientation and the fact that he has a male partner, though he says he's been out of the closet for his friends and family since the age of 19. He plays the lead character in Obsession, William Ferreau, which is a steamy thriller filled with gratuitous full-frontal birthday suit shots. Armitage opened up about having to get his partner to give him permission and to help him get prepared for the role, giving him the okay when it came to some of the raunchier moments. He told the interviewer that they reassured each other everything was going to be fine and they were going to be very well taken care of by fellow cast and crew. With the success of the show and the news of his joining of the community, it seems like Richards is in for quite the year. Number 4, Jeff Molina. Jeff Molina is a UFC flyweight division fighter, and unfortunately he came out this year, but it was not his choice. An intimate video of Molina and another gentleman leaked online. Jeff was forced to respond to the video on social media, saying, "Well, this ducking sucks. Yep, I'm bi. Not the way I wanted to do this, but the chance to do it when I was ready was taken away from me." He tried to keep his dating life private over the years, especially when it comes to social media. According to Jeff, he's dated girls his entire life, but he had always been suppressing feelings throughout high school, college, and during his time in the UFC. Despite the manner in which it was done, we're really happy to see that he's taken the situation in stride, and despite the macho energy surrounding the sport, Jeff's fellow UFC fighters have actually taken to Twitter to express their support for their brother in the octagon. Number 3, Monique. The Oscar-winning actress and stand-up comic seemingly came out during her April Netflix special, My Name is Monique, after telling her story about her queer uncle Tina and the dynamics with her family, especially her conservative, church-going grandmother. Monique opened up about her journey with orientation in the comedy special. For years she said she buried her desires by ignoring them and laying with men. Monique decided not to come out to her grandmother, but she did come out to her father and recalled the story. She said, "Daddy, I want to be with another woman physically." And he looked at her so beautifully and so patient and so loving, and he said, "Me too. Take a note, parents, that is what support sounds like." We're happy to see so many people like Monique feeling more and more comfortable speaking publicly about their orientation and sharing their stories to inspire others in similar situations. Number 2, Young Miami. The City Girls rapper confirmed she is a bi baby, and her ongoing flirtationship with fellow MC Megan Thee Stallion was legit. During an episode of Jason Lee's Revolt, a radio talk show / podcast discussing news related to hip-hop and black culture, Young was playing a game of Smash or Pass with Lee, and Megan's name was brought up. She said, "Smash, all day and tomorrow." She then went on to describe in detail the things that she would let Megan do to her. It was quite the interview. Lee asked Miami if she had in fact ever been with a woman, to which she replied, "Physically, I've been with a woman before. I love it." While Miami has been officially dating rapper P. Diddy since early last year, she's never sounded nearly as excited about him like she is with Megan. So, sorry P. Number 1, Alex Lincoln. The British actor, who is probably best known for playing Jamie Tate in the series Emmerdale Farm and Mark Newton from In From the Side, in January of this year, the young thespian opened up on social media about his orientation. In a post to Instagram, Lincoln celebrated his long list nomination for Breakthrough Performance at the 2022 British Independent Awards for his appearance on In From the Side. In the comment section, people praised the actor, but did ask the question, was it real or were the actors just posing as gay? Well, Lincoln himself responded to the comments saying, "Thanks so much, I really appreciate it," and "No, I'm not straight." Heart emoji. Previously in interviews, Lincoln had stated that roughly 70% of the cast were members of the community. Due to the ongoing concerns surrounding straight actors taking up LGBTQ+ parts, the statement of not only his involvement in the community, but his fellow cast members as well, was embraced by fans and critics alike.